Okay, it's Sunday afternoon, almost evening. I decided I was going to watch Olay and Friends. She is a content creator. I believe she is a lawyer from New York. Beautiful, cis female. She had a panel discussion around the Laverne Cox MAGA boyfriend, blonde hair, blue eye, 20-something years younger, guy that she was dating, and they had a discussion about it. And I initially, a week and a half ago, when I guess the story went viral and broke, I did a video about it. And I don't know where that video is. I think I accidentally deleted it. And then I said, you know what, oh well, whatever. It's whatever, But as I'm making my fettuccine Alfredo, I forgot, I need to make, I gotta bake some garlic. So that I have to roast some garlic. I forgot to do that. I'll do that after I do this video. But while I'm watching it and while I'm cooking, I'm watching it, I did a video and I said, you know what? I can't find it. So now I'm watching this panel discussion with trans women that I find to be totally problematic. Hypocritical, problematic, and really out of touch. She had Laverne, whom I love. I give Laverne grace, but more on that a little later. Laverne, Cat Black, who I have this real bipolar relationship with, the idea of her, because I think she's a narcissist, but I like her, but the things that she says that just irritates me. But I do like Cat Black because I love her, the fact that she thinks. Hope Giselle, what's her name, Hope? Yeah, Hope Giselle. I don't like her. I think she's obnoxious. She's just obnoxious to me. And she is someone that will weaponize language in a way to kind of mask that she doesn't really know what she's talking about, just fundamentally. I think she comes off educated, but to me, there's no... And then she's toxic. Like, she says a lot of nothing for me. Like, someone who is educated, someone who is well-traveled and older. I think a lot of the stuff that she says is bullshit. And she... Like Umar Johnson, and like a lot of these black hoteps that are very male-centered. Hope comes off. She will sound intelligent because she knows how to keep words together and arrange words and put words together. Who is this? I'm not talking to him. I already blocked him. I don't know why he's calling me. But at the end of the day, I forgot my train of thought. Hope she's problematic. She's extremely problematic. Just how she's treated other trans women, how obnoxious and angry she comes off, and how intellectually dishonest she is. And to me, there's not a lot of substance underneath what she's saying. It's just it's someone like how I was when I was like a teenager, that I had a very vast vocabulary. I knew how to arrange my words and how to use my words to express how I feel. But back then, I didn't know enough of anything to really make sense. Even though it made sense, it sounded great to a lot of people. But when I think back, a lot of the shit I was saying in my teen years, I didn't know what I was talking about. I knew how to use words to communicate in a way that made me sound really intelligent. But back then I was smart, but I really, I needed to grow more and learn more. So it's her, it's two other people, one person with dreads, well, two people, one with dreads, one with really natural hair, and then Dominique Morgan. All a panel full of really, really problematic people with problematic history, right? For me, I don't want to do a long video on it, but for me, yes, it was really cringy watching Laverne swoon over some blonde-haired, blue-eyed young man, very young man, 22 years younger than she is, who happens to be a Republican and MAGA. And what's even more troubling is that she did it at a time when trans rights, civil rights, everything is so up in the air right now. And it was so tone deaf. It was so, really, she came off with a privilege, with this real privilege. She seemed really, really delusional and so far removed from reality. And it came off, honestly, very classist to me. Not deliberately, but it was almost like, okay, I am Laverne Cox, and I am a twice Emmy-nominated actress, and I've done this, and I've done that, and I don't have to deal with what you girls are dealing with. But keep in mind, she's on Tinder. Okay? They have sites for celebrities that don't want to can't get on Tinder. So that was like the first thing. I was like, okay, she doesn't really flaunt. Well, she kind of flaunts or gives the perception that she is rich and that she's affluent and she's doing well for herself. So why wouldn't you want to pay for or get on some of these dating apps exclusively for celebrities and famous people and wealthy people? Okay? Why are you on Tinder? Okay? So, the fact that she's on Tinder, looking for companionship, to me was just like, okay, I wouldn't even do that. But she gives this air like she's just, I don't know. But I give her grace. Because Laverne was doing this 20 years ago. Laverne, when Diddy had that show, Do You Want to Work for Diddy? Laverne literally was on that show. She was on that show and she was literally taking the hits for the community. Back then, trans women, we were these men's secret. We were so underground with our transness. We weren't visible outside of Jerry Springer and all these daytime talk shows and a few handful of movies and TV shows. Okay, we were still considered freaks of nature. We were still considered just all the things that are not positive. So for her to get on, Who Wants to Work for Diddy and go through all of the stuff that I'm sure she had to go through, I respect her and I'm going to give her grace. And I'm going to give her grace for that, but I'm also going to give her grace for the fact that I understand, liking someone. People don't necessarily always present their politics up front. You connect with people, you may get into a conversation, you spend time with them, and you're talking about life. A lot of us are tired of talking about politics. We're forced to have to talk about it now because of all of the things that are being taken away from us as Americans. all of the media stuff that's being controlled, everything, the public broadcasting, PBS, is going away. So we have to talk about, we're forced to live this bullshit nightmare every day. So when you meet someone that you connect with, the last thing you want to do is talk about politics. You want to just connect with someone and vibe with someone. And will I be in a relationship with someone that is a Trump supporter or a non-voter? No. And I've recently had to cut people off in the last 7 months. I've had to cut people off because I just can't get past you voting for someone to harm not only me, but the rest of the country, other oppressed, marginalized groups. I can't get past that. I've had black men, baby. Let me tell you something. Black men are more they're more angry and they're more critical of the Democrat Party than the Republicans. And that pisses me off. But I don't want to make this about black men today. I understand. I understand Laverne. Okay? I understand her. I understand falling in love with someone that may have different ideologies on one subject than you do. Hell, let me tell you something. The people that have affirmed me the most, that have tried to protect me, that have given me resources, were not motherfucking... They were a bunch of people, but they were mainly people that were Republicans. One of the first things that I did when I was younger, I'll never forget, this was like in the 80s. I had a friend who was a police officer, a detective, Italian man. He lived in New York, had his own boat, everything. Every summer, I would see him. But we kept in contact throughout the year. But every summer, he had places all over the country. So when it got cold here, he moved somewhere else in the country. He moved to California. He had a place in he had places, homes, all over the country. Right? This man, even though I was early on in my transition, I might have been clocky to some people, but for the most part, I wasn't. If I'm being honest, I wasn't clocky. Like, I might get clocked by someone that might have been gay, or, that might have clocked me. But even then, it wasn't a big thing. But I don't even want to talk about that, because being clocky and being passable, I just feel like the politics of that is just problematic. And it's something that I have to kind of really watch myself when I talk about it. Because, I should start saying I didn't have the problems that I would say other trans women had. Okay? But I wasn't perfect either. Okay? And so, this man who I met and hung out with introduced me to all of his friends. And they were mainly females. Introduced me to all of his friends. One of my best friends is a woman that he introduced me to. She's a cis female. She's a grandmother now. And that's my heart. That's my baby. He introduced me to one of my best friends. His politics, he's a Republican. And the few times that we talked, about politics, he was able to understand my position. Because a lot of Republicans, they, for the most part, not MAGA, Republicans, a lot of Republicans, they come from a certain culture, a certain background themselves. Okay? Their mentality is really about money. It's about economics. Okay? MAGA to me is something different. MAGA is more about oppression in terms of people. When I talk to Republicans, there are some, when I've known Republicans my whole life. And they are, for the most part, hardworking people that have certain values. And they value money. They value power and keeping it. Now, he and I would debate, but it was never anything that was something that made him not want to talk to me again. And vice versa. We have since the pandemic have kind of lost contact a little bit. And then we reconnected recently. But let me tell you something. This man has given me things and resources to protect myself from the bigots of this country and any of the evil people in this country. He did things to try to protect me in a way that my own people didn't do. So I get it. I give her grace. I'm not going to argue with her. But and that's all I'm going to say. I think she came off a little goofy when talking about him and swooning over him. But I understand. When someone loves you in a way that you have never experienced. And she says it was a beautiful relationship outside of his politics. I can believe that. A lot of these Republicans will protect and provide for you. And as trans women, we the fuck know the difference. We know that these are the same motherfuckers that are paying you top dollar. They're not trying to get discounts on your body. Okay? They are motherfucking when I've connected with Republican men, for the most part, Republican men were very much trying to give me power, give me resources. Okay? Are they perfect? No. Will I openly date one? No. But there is a fucking vast difference between them and other types of men. Okay? The Republican men that I've dealt with always gave me everything that I needed. Everything that I needed. And it was a very beautiful, pure relationship. It wasn't even about sex. Because I wasn't even sleeping with him. It was, oh, you're trans, and he loved the dolls. I've known him for about over 30 years. 36, 37 years. Okay? And over that time, he has loved the dolls. And he saw past our bodies and the whole taboo nature of being trans to the world. He saw the humanity in the trans girls. And he did everything that he could to protect the trans girls. He was giving the girls, I don't want to say because I don't want to put him out there. Okay, but I remember my first, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to incriminate him and I'm sure YouTube is going to have a problem. But he wanted to make sure that I was protected. He wanted to make sure that I was protected and that nobody would harm me. These black men and the Latin men that are sleeping with the dolls, they don't give a fuck if you live or die. They don't give a fuck if you eat or you starve. Okay? What pissed me off, because I was fine with letting, the idea of doing this video go. Because like I said, I did another video a week and a half ago about Laverne. And I can't find it anywhere. I could have sworn I uploaded it. And I can't find it anywhere. And so watching this thing with Olay and the trans panel, including Laverne, pissed me the fuck off. Because you have Hope talking about she is choosing white men over black men, and how her preference is she sees, this greatness in white men. And I'm sorry, Hope. Okay? You made it about her preference as a trans woman. And this is what pisses me off about trans women, because a lot of trans women is that we want everyone to look at us and see our humanity and without judgment, without prejudice. But we have a lot of the same prejudices and biases. Okay? Laverne has every fucking right to want to date a white man. And this is why, and I get into arguments with people, because I've heard black gay men get angry with other black gay men dating white men. I hear, people get angry when they find out that trans women are dating, white men. Let me tell you something, baby. Let me tell you something. Okay? You go where you're fucking celebrated. And this is why I love Shira 7. Okay? This is why I love her. You go where you celebrate it. You deal with men that protect and provide. Period. Because we're black, because we are of the LGBT community, our beginnings, our formative years, are met with toxic ideologies being programmed into us. And a lot of harm coming to us, whether we're being bullied every day, and then the same men that are bullying us are trying to touch on us. Okay, so we have a lot of shit that we have to work through. I am not going to date no motherfucker that is more fucked up in the head than I am. I'm sorry. I'm not dating no motherfucker that I have to go back in a closet with. How many motherfucking black men do you know, straight black men, do you know are willing to date trans women publicly? So you go, if you find a motherfucking white man, an Asian man, a Latin man, or whomever that is gonna love you out loud and proud, who is going to love you and protect you and guide you and heal you and lift you up and make sure that you get all the resources and protection that you need, you better get with that motherfucker. I'm not trying. That black love shit to me is dead. And this is to all of my women, whether you are a black female or a black trans woman, listen to me and listen to me fucking clearly. Whether you're a gay black man that's cool, you go to the person that is going to have the most healthy relationship. You deal with the people that is going to give you the healthiest outcome in your relationship. Okay? I know men that are black men now that are have been trans attracted for 20 years, who are still in a fucking closet fetishizing trans women. Okay? I know motherfucking black men to this day that have been dating, that have been sleeping, let me rephrase it, sleeping with trans women for 20, 25, 30 plus years and ain't never been in a relationship with one. That's still moving in a closet. That's still navigating the shadows of a closet. Who the fuck wants to have a relationship with that? Oh, because I'm supposed to be forced to date a black man because he's black? No. I'm going to date the man that is going to treat me the best. I'm going to date the man that is going to love me the best. I'm going to date the man I'm going to have the healthiest relationship with. I'm not tied to a fucking idea that I'm supposed to fucking date a black man or marry a black man. Because here's the thing. Black men are the ones that are killing trans women the most. Okay? Black men are the ones that are, and it's not even just black trans women. Black women, stand the fuck up. Y'all are having the worst relationships with them as well. It's not even about being a black trans woman. These black men are embarrassed about dating black, beautiful, full-figured women. Okay? These black men are ashamed. There has to be work done in the black community in terms of, and here's the thing, society is to blame and a lot of women are to blame because you co-sign all of this homophobia and transphobia and misogyny and you don't even realize that you're doing it. At this point, baby, my whole thing is there has to be work on the black community, on society as a whole, I should say. Because here's the thing. These men are being trained to be ashamed of their desires. Their desires for adult relationships with, whether it's whomever it's with. They're being shamed. And then we turn around and complain about these men. And it's a never-ending cycle. And it's sad. It's sad. Okay? Laverne has every right to date whoever the fuck she wants to date. Hope. The way you chose that man that you claim that you married or whatever, she has the right to choose whomever she wants to date. Because if we looked into your relationship, I'm sure we'll find some problematic shit that you're not gonna like us fucking blowing up and making it a fucking big thing. Leave Laverne alone. Because one thing I will say about Laverne has sat on fucking stages to that. She's one of the only trans women that have actually sat on big, huge platforms trying to educate. Trying to educate. And in doing so with real intelligence. Real intelligence. Okay? Leave her alone. She don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. Okay? Yes, it was tone deaf and ignorant as fuck and cringy as fuck to watch her swooning over that blonde hair, blue eyes. And in that, there might have been some things in that is problematic. You know, that she has to work through. That's not for us to shame her, especially as a trans woman. Why would you want to project your own shame that the world puts on you onto another trans woman? I will not do it. She has a right to choose and go where she feels the safest and the most loved and appreciated. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know? And I'm listening to fucking Hope over there gloating and bragging about, oh, my husband, I have a good black man. I have a good black man. And I just didn't, to me, it seems so low-key that you have an issue with black men. And she's so fucking tone-deaf to me. Like, bitch, as a black, this is what I don't like about a lot of trans women. And I'm guilty of it to some degree as well. Is that there is a narcissistic disorder that a lot of trans women have. And it's almost like we have to push and prop ourselves up Okay, nobody can clock me. I'm so passable. I have a husband. I'm this, I'm that. To make other people feel less than. And I don't like that. I don't like that about trans women because it stops us from connecting with one another. We all get clocked at different times, some more than others. Okay? Some people don't even care about being clocked. But that whole shit about, oh, my husband, I have a good black man. I have a good black, and he does this and does that. But when the reality of it is, black women, historically, even to this day, no matter whether you're cis or trans, have complained that they can't find good black men. And we see how these black men show up in relationships. They show up toxic, broken, ready to break you. Get out of here with that bullshit, you dumb fucking bitch. They're toxic. And lest we forget, they're the main ones unaliving trans women. How dare you sit there? And then she's trying to have a moment, getting all emotional and doing all this fucking performing, trying to talk to Laverne, and I will not give you a pass. So no, I will not give you all this dumb fucking, just toxic energy that she was throwing at fucking Laverne. Bitch, let us into your fucking life, your true life, not the fucking glossed over life that you want everybody to believe you have. We want to get into the real so we can judge you. You stupid bitch. I cannot stand her. Oh, I will not give you a pass. I'm going to hold you accountable. Bitch, who the fuck are you? Now, granted, here's the thing. How dare you? You've made a name for yourself speaking on trans issues, especially the plight of black trans women. So how do you totally omit the fact that black men are the ones that are unaliving trans women, black trans women the most? How do you just forget that? And just because you wanted to prop yourself up, oh, I have a good black man. That's not the case. For most people, that's not the case. Bottom line, Laverne, do what you want to do. You go to where you feel the safest, boo. Granted, I will never deal with somebody that's MAGA. I would never deal with someone that's MAGA. That's not something that I would ever do. But I understand it. Because at least they're coming to you trying to give you resources. Their politics may be fucked up. Maybe they're not even thinking or factoring in you being a black trans woman into their politics. I don't know. I'm not making excuses. I won't make excuses for her or for anybody that's MAGA because I don't deal with them. I'm fighting the powers that be as we speak for the girls. Not only for the girls, but for all the oppressed people in this world. They're the problem. But here's the thing, baby. There are a lot of black men that are into MAGA. Here's the thing. Hope. So many black men are into MAGA. So many black men are secret MAGA fucking supporters. Are you stupid? A lot of them didn't vote. Okay? But a lot of them did vote. They're not going to tell you. Black men rose in terms of their support for Trump this last election. It was increased. His support in black men and with black men. Are you dumb? I don't like people that are willfully ignorant. I don't like people that are intellectually dishonest. Laverne, I can't say I approve or disapprove. I understand it. It's not my way. I know a lot of people that are Republicans. I don't know any MAGA. I know Republicans. And I know how they've treated me. And every trans woman that within the sound of my voice will tell you that the dudes that have given them the most money, that have given them the most access, that have loved on them and respected them the most, wasn't black men. It was these Republicans. It was these the people that have tried to help me the most were not black men. Okay, Hope? All of my relationships with black men, and I'm sure I am not the only one, have traumatized me for the most part. Okay? I don't know a person that has dealt with black men that have not been traumatized. And until we start addressing it, we're going to always have the problem. Because they're walking around here even more disrespectful and more willing to be toxic. They're walking into everyone's lives now toxic. Because y'all coddle them and make excuses like because I'm a black trans woman, I'm supposed to be with them? I'm not going to allow them to force me back into a closet, and I'm not going to be forced to deal with black men that may be trans inclusive or trans attracted. I'm not going to be forced to deal with ones that I'm not attracted to or that are not willing to show up in a very healthy way in my life. Fuck you. As trans women, you go where you are safe. You go where you are loved and you are affirmed and safe. Period. All these people doing these fucking think pieces on Laverne Cox, trying to pick her apart. Granted, I had issues with it initially. Watching it was cringy. But at the end of the day, that's not my fucking business. It's not my business. It's not. It's not. It's not what I would do, but it's how dare y'all sit over here and with your hypocritical selves trying to pick her apart, and then you take money from fucking Johns that are fucking Republicans, and you know that they're Republicans because you know that they're giving you top dollar. How dare y'all play just hypocritical? How dare y'all play in everybody's face? And then how dare you pretend like dating black men is not dangerous? It's dangerous for fucking biological women. Am I saying all black men? No, I'm not. But I'm saying a good majority of the collective. Y'all being fucking just willfully obtuse and willfully ignorant for me and so disingenuous. Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone. Okay? Give her grace. She made a mistake in how she spoke about it. Okay? That's it. She can date whoever the fuck she wants. It's not what I would do. I'm sure it's not what a lot of you all would do. But here's the thing. There are a lot of you that wouldn't mind dating MAGA. You wouldn't mind if MAGA was giving you top dollar and paying for a home for you to live in somewhere in Florida, somewhere fabulous. You bitches would not have a problem with dating MAGA. Stop the fucking bullshit. Stop the holier than now. Stop all this motherfucking, I would never do that. Like, please, y'all get on my nerve with that. Leave that lady alone. Okay? It's not what I would do, but I don't like people. It's not, I understand her dating a Republican. I don't understand the MAGA part. I don't even care to understand. Everybody's life at this point, unless you are a white man, a part of that 1%, you have bigger fucking fish to fry. You're focused on the wrong fucking thing. Let that lady live. That was in her past. She has learned from that. She has made some decisions based on certain things that transpired in that relationship, and she ended it. So why are we beating her up? Leave her alone.